Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel, and today I have another personal project video. It's featuring this palette y'all have seen many times on my channel. This is the Colourpop So Jaded palette. I have rearranged this once in the past, and this is the result of that endeavor. Since rearranging this, I have rearranged my alter ego Artemis palette, and that one I actually separated by mattes and shimmers, and it had me thinking that I want to come back to this palette to rearrange it separated by mattes and shimmers too. When I create a look, I pick a shade usually by its finish before I pick it by its color. The reason I even rearrange palettes at all is to put them in a layout that makes more creative sense for me. So that way if I'm looking for a certain shade, I can just go to that color area of the palette instead of having my eye bounce around like for every single eyeshadow that I want to use in that look that day. So round two of rearranging this palette. First I'm going to take out all of the shades and lay them out. Okay, here are all of the 30 shades in this palette. I had not mentioned at the beginning of this video that this palette actually had originally 2 of the pressed glitter formula of shadows, which I hate vehemently. So I threw those out, and in its place I replaced them with a couple shades from other Colourpop palettes, since all of the Colourpop palettes are magnetic so you can pop out the pans. So this shade is Elfish from the Colourpop Dream Street palette. And this is a golden shade. I can't remember the name of the shade. And it's from the I Think I Love You palette. As I said before, I think this is very aesthetically pleasing to my eye, especially this row. I really like how this row was arranged, but alas, separate by finish. So I'm going to put all the mattes on one side. I haven't decided yet. Maybe I'll put it on the right side, and all the shimmers on the left. So let me just move these around and separate them by finish. Here are the shimmers and the mattes, and remarkably I didn't even realize there's an equal number of both, so that works out really well. Now I just want to think about how I want to arrange these by color. This row is bothering me, so I'm just going to quietly work on this for a little bit. If you like this video, please let me know by giving it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you're not already subscribed, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of my upcoming uploads. If you're wondering where my gorgeous floral press-on nails are from, it's from, can you guess? shopbeautybyjasmineyin.com, and you can use the code Sally for 10% off. I'm going to start by putting all the purples on the bottom. I think that is a right to decision. Although it looks weird having the black not at the bottom row, so maybe move it around like this. So there's how I've kind of organized it for now. I don't really like how these mattes are laid out so far. Like, I think going down this row is kind of disorganized and chaotic, but I mostly like the shimmer side. Let's see, if there's anything I want to change on the shimmer side, maybe it's to bring this greenish yellow down another row. So maybe I can move this. Okay, I think I like this. I was playing around with like having the red go down to purple diagonally, but I think that I prefer the way it looks if I have like kind of a rainbow going down a column. So all of the brightest, boldest, most jewel tone colors I have down one column. And on this side, I have more of the neutrals and then some of the in-between shades. For the matte half, I'm gonna follow along the same idea of having the brightest, boldest colors down the middle column and concentrating the neutrals towards the outside. I think that will overall look more cohesive. So that's how I like preliminarily made this center column, but I'm not happy with how this rightmost column looks because it jumped from like this reddish tone shade called Jasper to this brighter navy-ish blue is a little bit abrupt. I do want to keep this stone shade at the very bottom on the bottom right corner because it's the deepest to kind of off balance this onyx color here. Okay, I think I like this the best because there are some more colorful shades in the center, but you know what? Actually, no, I'm gonna switch these two back. Oop. Okay, yeah, so there it is. The brightest colors are in the center two columns, the shimmers versus the mattes. And I really like this very like soft gradient along the right edge, the right column. And I'm not mad at like the flow of the shades in this second to the rightmost column either. Now to move these aside without destroying it so I can put them back in the palette. There's my new palette, as in my old palette, but made to look new. So I actually misspoke, I think in the beginning I called this one Elfish from the Dream Street palette. It's actually this shade. This is the shade Stoned and it's originally from the So Jaded palette. Well, I think that this looks better than when I started, and the point from when I started looked better than how this palette started. So just as I keep on moving around my shadows to suit my taste, it's just getting closer and closer to like my ideal placement of this. Maybe I would have actually liked to put the mattes on this side and the shimmers on this side. Actually, no, I take that back. I think I'm happy with how it is now. Color concentrated in the center and then diffused out to the neutrals on the edges. And that's actually not how I went into this video thinking that I would arrange these, because usually I like to go from like corner to corner, or at least from up to down, but I went from like inside to outside, which was very interesting. Well, I went from inside to outside, but I also went from top to down, I guess, because all the beginning of the rainbow is at the top and then all the purples are down here. Do you like this? Isn't this better? Tell me it's better. I did a good job, right? Yeah, I did a good job. I always feel so like at peace after I do this. I think this is such a therapeutic activity, actually going through, touching things with my fingers, using my artistic eye, moving things around, and also it not costing any money to have this kind of fun. Y'all know I love messing around with my eyeshadows and touching them and moving them and rearranging them and making new color stories. So this is just like my ideal stress relief pastime. I hope that it's also nice and relaxing for y'all, fun to watch, interesting to watch, and that you just really enjoy this content. That's really all I have for y'all today. I hope you'll have a great rest of your day. I hope you enjoyed your time that you spent with me today. Remember that y'all are my treasure. Find the beauty in every day, but most importantly, be kind to yourselves. I'll see y'all in my next video. Bye!